Hello and welcome back to my Facebook page or to my YouTube channel. Let's get started quickly before we waste any time. So, take a look at these two words, funny and kind. First of all, these are not nouns and they are not verbs. The part of speech is adjectives. These are two adjectives. The second thing is that they don't describe or they don't talk about objects. That is, for example, we can't say that a table is kind or a desk is kind. Okay? There is just a desk. There is no kind desk or an unkind desk. In other words, kind and funny are words or adjectives that only describe people. They don't describe things or objects. And specifically, they don't describe how people look, they describe their personality, right? And that's why we call them what? We call them personality adjectives. Personality adjectives. Now, funny and kind are very basic personality adjectives that most learners at early levels of the learning journey know. So today we're going to introduce 5 new vocabulary items that are adjective or personality adjectives. So let's get started. The first one talks about this guy, and his name is Jack. It says what? That Jack is easily upset by things people say or do. So that's something about the personality of Jack. He's always upset when people do something that is that they don't like, let's say, or that he doesn't like. So we say that Jack is sensitive, okay? So if you joke, like say the wrong joke around Jack, he will be upset, or he will be sad, or maybe, well, uh, he would cry, who knows? Uh, this is usually the case if Jack was a woman, but let's move. I think the example would have been better if I put Jack as a woman, but let's say he's a man. There are a lot of sensitive men as well as women. And Lena, on the other hand, has a strong wish to be successful. In other words, Lena, for example, wants to travel, get a high-paying job, have her own business, for example, get a master's degree, a doctorate or a PhD, etc. So do things that are difficult to do to make her successful, okay? And she really wants to do that. So you say that Lena, in this way, is ambitious. She is ambitious. Another person is Ahmed, and Ahmed thinks and acts on good judgment and practical ideas and understandings, or understanding. In other words, Ahmed doesn't do or think usually stupid things. He usually has correct ideas and does things in correct ways and thinks in correct ways and practical ways. Practical means making things work in the correct way, in reality. So if you need advice, you could go to Ahmed and you can trust Ahmed to do things, okay, and to understand things as well in an easy way because he is a sensible person. So a sensible person, we can say someone that has good common sense, right? He doesn't think in a stupid way or in an incorrect or unusual way. He thinks in a usual, correct way, and he's sensible. That's what I can say about Ahmed. And before the last adjective here we have, this one is about Samir. And Samir doesn't like to joke or doesn't like to be funny. Doesn't joke or doesn't like to be funny. So when you're around Samir and you make jokes, maybe he would laugh at them. But usually he doesn't like to make jokes or to make people laugh. Okay? So we can say, obviously, that I think this one is a common one. Samir is serious. He is a serious person, only thinking about things that are important, and he doesn't like to, talk about things that are not very important, or to make people laugh or even maybe smile, maybe. Now, the last one that we have for today is this one about Rooney. Now we had Jack, Lena, Ahmad, Samir, and Rooney. Rooney is willing to try. When you are willing to do something, you want to do it. You don't have a problem doing it. So Rooney is willing, wants to, try new things or difficult things. In other words, Rooney doesn't have a problem doing something that he doesn't know if it's going to work or not. So he tries new things and runs a risk. When you do something new, there is a risk that you will do it in a wrong way. There is a risk that it will cause you problems, okay? There is a risk that you won't be able to deal with it. So Rooney, in this way, he is, we could say, adventurous. Rooney is adventurous. I'll remove my face. So adventurous obviously comes from adventure. Now repeat after me. We say, listen very carefully to the pronunciation. We say sensitive, sensitive, ambitious, ambitious. And the a in the beginning, it's not up, it's a, ambitious. Okay? And then sensible, sensible. The next is Samir is serious, serious. And listen to the sound of the E, which is ear, seer, serious, serious. And the last one is adventurous, adventurous. Okay? And notice also that with adventurous we said It's not a, it's adventurous, which is the opposite of ambitious. It's a little bit longer. Now, I have an exercise for you so that you can remember the words in a better way. For example, if I say that whenever I need advice, I go to her. So what do you think is the adjective that describes this person, this girl, or this woman? Do you think she is sensitive? Do you think she is adventurous, ambitious, sensible? Or another one is that he was annoyed because of all the jokes I made. So he doesn't like joking, right? So you know it. And then 3, they're trying to build a company. If they're trying to build a company and that's something difficult, and maybe will be successful or maybe it will be a failure, so they are, what are they? And then she was in tears because of what he said. He said something that was not exactly correct to say, and she cried. So what do you think she is? Do you think she's sensible or sensitive? And the last one, he traveled abroad even though he has little chances of finding a job, right? So in this way, do you think that he's adventurous or ambitious? Or do you think he's sensitive, for example? Now, try to find the answers to these 1 to 5, the adjectives that describe these people, and you can write them down in the comments 1 to 5. And I'll try my best to verify your answers. Lastly, the last thing you'll do is to personalize the adjectives that you learned by using them to talk about people that you know in your life. So do you think that your father is ambitious? Do you think he is serious? Do you think that your friend is adventurous? Do you think that he's sensitive? Think about a person that we can describe with each one of these adjectives. So we need 5 people who we can describe with each of these adjectives, people that you personally know. And I think that's all for today. Thank you so much. That's been it. Goodbye.